The planet Salus-4 had been considered a joke among Earth's colonies. A fringe outpost with weak infrastructure, no real military, and a population of barely 50,000. It sat quietly on the edge of human space, growing crops and mining just enough minerals to justify its existence. When the Ilthari Dominion scouts discovered it, they didn't even consider it a challenge. They considered it prey. The invasion lasted 7 minutes. The Ilthari landed a single cruiser, deployed atmospheric suppressors, and marched in unopposed. Governor Rao, a botanist by training, surrendered before the enemy commander even introduced himself. The few drones that passed for security were melted into slag. The Ilthari weren't cruel, they just didn't care. The humans of Salus-4 were deemed docile. The report to the Dominion read, minimal resistance, total subjugation, human morale low, potential for resource extraction high. But they didn't know Salus-4 had a sister. Ares 9 was born out of fire. It orbited a pulsar. It was forged by survivors of Earth's darkest wars. It was humanity's experimental military colony. A forge world, weapon lab, and special ops training ground rolled into one. It didn't grow food. It didn't host tourists. It trained monsters in human skin. And one of those monsters, Captain Lien Voss, was born on Salus-4. When the news reached her, she was in a combat simulation against 3 veteran cyborgs. Her neural HUD lit up red. She froze mid-punch. Salus-4. Her home. Her childhood. Gone in minutes. She didn't scream. She didn't cry. She just walked out of the sim room, covered in bruises, blood dripping from her knuckles, and went straight to Commander Raiken's office. "I need a strike team," she said. Raiken looked up from his datapad. "For a recon?" "No," she said. "Retribution." Officially, Ares 9 wasn't supposed to exist. Unofficially, it had ships that didn't show up on radar, weapons that violated every known galactic treaty, and operatives who could ghost into alien bases without leaving a footprint. Voss didn't take an army. She took 6. 6 soldiers trained in orbital drop assaults, zero-gravity combat, and psychological warfare. Each had grown up on failed colonies, abandoned outposts, or in the wake of alien aggression. Each owed humanity a debt in blood. They called themselves the Howl because they didn't speak when they struck. Only the sound of atmosphere screaming as they descended gave them away. The Ilthari commander sat sipping a spiced wine made from Salus vines when the storm began. The power grid flickered, then failed. Gravity buckled. His guards levitated for a moment before crashing into the ceiling. Then the floor. Then the screaming started. His comms officer's head exploded from a neural pulse shot. No sound. No warning. The barracks erupted in flames. Drones were hijacked mid-flight and turned on their handlers. Ilthari troopers were scrambled, their weapons locked remotely. A shadow moved through the chaos. Voss didn't aim. She flowed. Neural link guided every shot, every stab. Her blade passed through alien armor like silk. She moved with quiet fury, not rage, but purpose. The kind of purpose that had built Earth from ashes 1,000 times over. By dawn, Salus-4 was human again. They left one Ilthari alive. The commander, stripped of rank, armor, and pride, was dragged into Salus's former schoolhouse. Voss stood before him, bruised, blood-stained, breathing hard. She didn't shout. "Why?" he asked, trembling. "Why do your people fight like this? You had nothing. No defenses. You should have surrendered, stayed surrendered." Voss kneeled. Her voice was quiet. "You mistook silence for submission, and you mistook kindness for weakness." She stood, and for the first time he noticed the tattoo on her arm. A flower blooming from a skull, the symbol of Earth's orphan colonies. "You didn't capture a colony," she said. "You kicked a hornet's nest. You just didn't hear the buzzing." 3 days later, the Ilthari fleet received the distress call. They came expecting a resistance cell, maybe some militia with scavenged rifles. They found a message, burned into the soil with plasma fire. "You took the lamb." The wolf came looking. The fleet turned around. In the months that followed, Ilthari incursions into human space dropped by 94%. Salus-4 was reinforced, its population armed, and its new planetary shield generator was manufactured.